Hello, everyone, and today I'm going to be talking about how memory biases affect how we remember different facts and events in our lives. During one of the lectures, we discussed how sometimes people can have completely false memories or remember events incorrectly. I will talk more in depth about each memory bias, and hopefully, this knowledge will help you keep your memories intact and don't fall prey to these biases. So, memory biases can have different faces. It is a whole collection of different cognitive biases. Some of those are beneficial, while others can be quite harmful. Sometimes memories biases can protect us from painful experiences, while at the same in other cases they can really impair our decision-making skills. So first one on the agenda today is rosy retrospection. And the term itself stems from the English word idiom rose-tinted glasses, which refers to people seeing things as better than they actually were. We all heard people referring to the past as good old days while complaining about today's state of the world. And it almost seems like today can never be good enough and the past will always be better. So the science behind the rosy retrospection is actually can be described with the term reminiscence bump. The reason why adults have a more rosy picture of the past is because those times were associated with emotionally salient memories. The most vivid long-term memories source between the ages of 10 and 30, with the emphasis on 20s when significant life events occur. So the next one on the list today is hindsight bias, and I'm sure many of you have encountered it in real life. This is a tendency to look back at an unpredictable event and say, I knew it all along, and think it was easily predictable. The hindsight bias can have a negative effect on decision-making skills, and because it will give a wrong sense of confidence in knowing the potential consequences of the said decision. The hindsight bias happens when new information surrounding a past experience changes our recollection of that experience from an original thought into something different. So it happens on the following three levels, which are memory distortion, inevitability, and foreseeability. So the next one is probably the most recent and the most relevant of them all, is the Google effect, also known as digital amnesia. It is the tendency to forget information that is readily available through any search engines. And Google has become an integral part of our lives. And now the way in which we learn, problem solve, and recall information is forever changed. So even though the Google effect is an efficient way for us to prioritize what information to commit to memory, it causes us to become very reliant on the digital world. And nowadays we use online world as a memory bank because we always know that we will have access to it. And this can work for general information facts, but not so much for personal information and learning. So it is difficult to completely avoid the Google effect since we live in the digitalized world. However, one might want to turn to other sources of gathering information. This can involve researching information using books and taking handwritten notes. This can actually help increase memorization and help retain the knowledge better. So to sum up, while memory limitations can be frustrating, they are necessary trade-offs that allow us to function and survive in the world. Our brain stores information that is recent, frequently used, and likely to be used first, even if the definition of useful is subjective. So, and here are the references. Thank you so much for your time.